Well, rates highly, but probably more about the composure they showed tonight and that maturity. I thought they showed a lot of maturity and under pressure and some grit. I thought, to fight it out like they did in the last quarter was really pleasing to see.
So when they had that lead come wiped out, why did they find a way to rebuild it?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think we know why, because they've been there before. I mean, we've had 4 out of 5 games now that have been arm wrestles, really tight games where there's been key moments in those games, and we might have got a few things wrong. No, we did get a few things wrong in a couple of those games, which cost us the game inevitably. So tonight, for them to get a lot of things right in those key moments and to go behind, and we talk about the arm wrestle, we're back here, for them to then right the ship or fight back like they did was really pleasing, and it'll give them a lot of belief going forward.
Do you think that was probably the most mature performance you've had in your coaching tenure by the team?
Yeah, it would be up there. It's obviously front of mind at the moment, so I couldn't be more proud of the way they went about it, and against a very, very good side, an experienced side that have played a lot of finals football. That's the most pleasing part. And I talk about belief. It's really what we're after, because it's so powerful when you get a group to believe in themselves and trust what it is we're doing, trust what it is we're trying to work on and how we connect up as a team. Because the last quarter, I think they ended up having 2 shots on goal against us. And for us, our guys to be able to get that done under, the circumstances they were attacking the corridor and they were trying everything they could, which good sides do, and our guys held on. So, really, really pleased with what the group did tonight.
It was Taylor Walker's first game here in 9 months, back at Adelaide Oval again, and he really set it up in that first half in particular. How pleased is he and how pleased is his performance today?
It's actually funny because I talked to Tex post-game. He's that pumped for our group. And then you see what he does individually for that group and, hits the scoreboard as he does. He's experienced, but his face, he's got a big grin on his face because he's enjoying being amongst a win. But he's as I said last week, he's given us that presence ahead of the ball that, he's a challenge. He challenges the opposition. When he gets his opportunities, he finishes in front of goal. So, he's up and about in the rooms at the moment.
He kicks 5, Adelaide kicks 4, McAdam and Brachelli kicking 2. Do you feel like you've now got, a multi-dimensional forward line?
Well, tonight we did. And you talk about that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to connect, and you mentioned it earlier. We want the group to build connection and play. It's about cohesion, playing games together. The more games you play together, the more you understand the little nuances. How did that player move? Which way is he going to step at a certain moment? Where do I need to be? And so those guys are playing some great footy. And when we give them the opportunity to compete, they're doing that for us at the moment. Both, when it's slow play and they've got to give us a contest down the line, but also when we get our game up and going. So we're slowly building that forward line.
What allowed your defence to absorb so much and actually break down a Richmond side and make them make some pretty high risk attempts at scoring?
Yeah, you're probably talking first half. We felt they were dominating the time in front half. They were putting us under pressure. We were really pleased with what our backs had done, but we knew it wasn't sustainable for the game. I think we had 5 front of centre turnovers to half time. That's our largest work on at the moment, is our ability to, I guess it might be a mindset thing. There could be some method in it. We're going to continue to look at it because we don't want to be playing the game from back there all year. I think we scored 10 goals from stoppage tonight. It's our ability to turn the ball over a little closer to our goal that's going to help us win more games. But in saying that, I think your question was about our backs. So they held up. That's the most pleasing part, is we're putting them under a lot of pressure. But they held up right throughout that first half especially, and then they were able to show a lot of discipline late in the third and the fourth quarter to change that style of play so that we weren't putting ourselves under as much pressure.
So on that score from stoppage, David was in here and he basically said that's what cost them the game. How were you able to, I guess, engineer that to change things up, or was it just one of those games where you could actually convert those stoppage scores?
I mean, our DNA involves a lot of work around stoppage. I think, we bought the contest tonight, so that I think we won the ground ball. We're right up there in the tackle count. So contested ball was something we aim for. We want to get into that fight as much as we can with opposition. We haven't done that all year. We've been questioned around what our DNA is. We showed a little bit more of that tonight, which was really pleasing. That involves us, moving the footy out of stoppage and fighting and enjoying the scrap. And our guys, to their credit, Richmond challenged us and went past us. We just then dug deep. We changed a few things of the way we wanted to play, and we tried to take away a little bit of that faster footy that they were bringing at us, and we're able to do that. So that was the most pleasing. That was mid-quarter too, and we spoke post-game as a playing group. To do it mid-quarter is really pleasing, because that no timeouts in our game, that's the sign, the maturity part that I was talking about.
And that's something you haven't seen before. You've spoken about that.
Oh, we've seen it in patches, but not consistently. So again, we'll look at that. We'll reward ourselves for that. But we've got another game again, and we want to be able to do that weekly. Maybe if we had been able to this year, we're in a different position.
How did O'Brien and you handle having to come up against two rucks again?
How did Rob and I handle that?
After what you saw last week, what did he have to do and what did you have to do?
Oh, well, I mean, easy. Himmelberg helps out in the ruck as well. So we still see, I want to call him Dragon, but he doesn't like that nickname. When Himmelberg goes in the ruck, we believe we're just as strong in that position. He brings a different dynamic to what Rob was. So by no means are we going one ruck. What we have with Rob is an advantage that Rob is extremely fit and can play larger percentage of game time. So we use that when we can. That allows him to stay forward of the ball and compete down there. And when we give him an opportunity, he's able to put the ball between the sticks. But we knew it was a big challenge, because we went and obviously had a look at them last week at the MCG, and they were dominant. And so, for Rob to step up through his second half was really strong, and he finished the game off for us, which was crucial in us getting the win.
Do you have an update on Rory? Is it an ankle injury or yes?
Yeah, it's a knee injury, so it's a knee injury, and we don't know yet. We've still got scans. There'll be further assessment on that, and fingers are crossed with that one.
Do you think it's a serious one? Do you have any idea at the moment?
No, we don't. I mean, the doctors have assessed him, and it's one of those ones where he's got further scans to come, further assessment that we'll have to go through, but we just keep our fingers crossed for him and for the team.
He just can't take a trick at the moment. Is he frustrated in there, or what's his morale like? He just saying he can't take a trick, get some continuity.
Body wise and COVID, it's been a challenging period for him. I'm not going to say he's up and about in there at the moment, but he's in amongst the group, similar to Tex. He knows what it means for the group to have a performance like this tonight, so he's embracing that and enjoying it. But he has been challenged. It just seems to be one thing after the other for him, and but he keeps fronting up. And that's the way he plays his footy. He just grinds his way through. He's exactly what we want to be as a footy team, and we'll keep our fingers crossed for him here.
But just before that, he looked like he actually having an impact at playing forward and kind of on the wing. I think he's doing a job on board. It's bad timing for him. He actually looked like he was having an impact in games again.
Well, he's definitely impacting games, and it's sometimes we've got to be a bit careful. We put him in different roles. Tonight we had Sam Berry come in and play, and we wanted to get him plenty of time through that midfield. He's been playing outstanding footy at SNFL level, and it's a big step up. He'll learn a lot from tonight, and he had some moments where he did some real crucial things for us. He brings some pressure, so for him to be able to get in there allowed us to work with Rory around that, and bring him up into stoppage at times, and he played a really crucial role for us tonight.
The first half from Chase Jones, is that as good as you've seen from him in your time?
Yeah, it was really pleasing, wasn't it? Threw his body around as well, which is nice. He's been right on the edge of Chase. He's played some outstanding footy, and then it's just been that final little bit of touch with him and just trusting himself that he's a very, very good player. And so for him tonight, that's got to bring some belief. And hopefully that takes his game to the next level, because he attacks the footy as well as any, defends as well as any. It's then just that ball in hand, which I thought he was, as you said, I thought tonight was a really big step forward for him.
Just how pleased he was, when you see him, go head to head with Noah Walter and come out.
Yeah. I wouldn't be recommending that too often. But he put his body on the line, which is what we ask of our group.
Matthew, 5 games, might have been 4-1 if things went your way. Everyone's trying to work out where everyone stands in this league. Have you got a feel of what these 5 games mean about what they tell you about your group at the moment?
Yeah, I do, Rich. I mean, it's the belief part that I go back to, because when you're gutted and devastated when you have a loss that's close, and we've done that throughout the year, but you learn so much in those weeks. Where are we at? I know we're in the fight. We've been in all of those games. Collingwood touched us up, and we didn't get that one right. We didn't play our brand of footy. That's our big challenge. That's on the MCG, where we want to go and play good footy. So we'll learn a lot from that, and we'll get an opportunity possibly there later on. But for us, we're playing the brand of footy we want to play. It's now just locking in and doing that consistently. And I thought tonight was a great step in the right direction, because we played a very good side tonight. So, whatever it is at the end of the day, you come out with the result. There'll be things we still want to get better at, but the result was the one we wanted.
Was it surprised you to see plus 20 in freeze, or do you think that was a pretty reasonable representation of the effort you guys put in?
I didn't even know the stat was there. I was probably upstairs complaining as much the other way. So no, I didn't realise it was plus 20. I hope that's because we're putting our head over the ball and taking the game on, but we'll take it if we can.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate your time.
Thanks, guys.